Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Jason. You're watching the Humble Beginnings Homestead, and today we are in the shop getting ready to change the oil on the old Ford 3600 tractor. Since this is winter time, there's not a whole lot going on the farm, so right now is a really good time for me and all of us to do our maintenance on our on our equipment, such as our tractors. Now, if you'll see right here, I've got everything laid out that I'm going to need. So I don't make a mess on my shop floor. I've laid down one of these. This is basically a pee pad, like for adults. For elderly people, you would put it on their bed. These things work amazing for changing the oil. Anything that you don't get in the pan gets on this, it absorbs it, you wrap it up, you throw it away, and it saves your floor for sure. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our oil filter off. The Ford 3600 has several oil filters on it. This one right here is going to be the oil filter. This one right here is going to be the hydraulic filter, which I'm going to do. I'm going to change the transmission hydraulic fluid and filter in a later video. I did notice there's a little bit of milkiness in my fluid, and then there's also my, that was snow falling. There's it's lagging in the rear end, so we're going to change some of those fluids too. But anyway, I've got this oil change tool that I've already installed on my filter, and then we're just going to take our ratchet and remove our filter. That's pretty black, guys. I I don't know how long it's been since the oil's been changed. I've owned the tractor for probably about 2 years now and haven't changed it, so it's untelling how old this oil is. All right, and after I grab that guy, we're going to use a 1-inch wrench, and we're going to do your oil pan plug is right here on the bottom, directly underneath the oil filter. There we go. I'm just inspecting my plug while I have it out. Plug looks good. So while that's draining, since we've got this thing in the shop, we can go ahead and check our power steering fluid, and that's going to be checked right here. This is your power steering pump, and here's where you check your fluid. And if you guys can see that, I can see the fluid level right in there, but if you'll just take your pinky and dip it in, you can see I've got power steering fluid in there, so it is good. So I'm still waiting for the oil to drain, so while I'm doing that, I might as well check the air filter. And that's going to be behind the grill. Alright, put a light on in there so you can see a little bit easier. But you're going to unscrew this clamp right here. I don't know if you can see this, but down in here, there's going to be some oil. Let's get you down in here. There's going to be some oil, and I guess this is like a pre-filter or something. But this gathers like all your dust and all your other goodies to keep it from getting in the motor. I did just change this oil at the beginning of spring, so I know it's good, but I did want you guys to see what that looks like. All right. So now that our oil is done draining, I'm going to stick a filter on it. And with your oil filters, you've got this rubber gasket here. You always want to take and pre-lubricate this gasket. It can be with old oil, it can be with new oil. As long as it gets oiled, there's a lot of heat coming off of this motor. And if you don't, sometimes that rubber gasket will just weld itself to the block, and then you'll have a hard time getting it off the next time. So always oil your gasket. And then I do hand tight plus a quarter turn to make sure I can get it off the next time. So we'll put our plug back in. All right. Give this a good wipe down real quick. And if you can see this is actually your dipstick. So this is how you're going to check your oil level. All right, and then over on the opposite side is actually where the oil goes in. Right here behind the radiator hose, there's going to be a plug, and then your oil is going to go in here. All right, I'm just going to swap these out. I think this one will be, yeah, a little easier. All right, according to the manual, which I have the original owner's manual to this tractor, it is calling for 7 quarts. It's also calling for a SAE 30 weight oil. So that's what I picked up in a good diesel oil like Shell Rotella. Okay, we've got our 7 quarts. I like to start the tractor, get the oil flowing, get it into that filter, and then check it to make sure that it's at the right level. All right, now we'll check our oil level. And we are exactly on the full line. I have heard some people say 8 quarts with a filter online, and that is not true. Again, I have the original 1974 owner's manual that came with this tractor when it was brand new, and the manual specifically says it holds 7 quarts with a filter. And what does that mean? Well, if you're not pulling the filter off, you're draining this and putting oil back in it, it's going to hold 6 quarts. But the filter itself is going to hold a quart. So with the filter, if you're doing a complete oil change with the filter, you're going to need 7 quarts of oil. I hope that was helpful. There's not a whole lot of Ford 3600 videos out there, so I wanted to get a few out there for you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything or any comments, just leave those in the comments. And watch out for my next tractor video when I change the rear end and the transmission fluid. Thanks for watching.